Hello and welcome to the show. We all know boss ladies can secure a deal in the boardroom, bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, but never, ever, ever find the right man. It seems tricky, but my first guest today says it doesn't have to be. Christal Jordan is the author of Code Switching, dating tips to take you from business to bay. And she's also the host of the relationship podcast, Dating Diaries. Welcome back to the show, Christal.
Thank you.
Always good to have you here.
Yes, great to be here.
Always love your take on the alpha females.
Yes. And
I know a couple that I've seen in the mirror once or
they're
twice.
all around us. But
Yes.
usually, I feel like birds of a feather flock together.
Yes,
And so
indeed.
usually where you see one amazing, professional, driven, ambitious woman, her tribe, looks very much the same.
Yes, a lot of strong, smart, talented, successful women who are quietly saying,
Yeah.
I just can't get this part. Why is that? What was your experience?
Well, I am so blessed to be, first of all, I will say I am a recovering. I am recovering because that was my life. And that's why I feel like I understand it so much, because it's who I am, right? So I went through a very painful divorce and then threw myself into work and developed this personality that was based around what I did for work, right? And so that is, I was stuck into, we think of code switching a lot of times when it comes to our culture. But there can also be the culture of who you are as a woman, specifically when you're in a very, very professional, male-dominated industry.
Right.
And so I had the business part down, but I didn't even understand how to soften myself when I would try to go on a date. And so what happened is I was on dates with cell phones, 2 cell phones on the table, emailing.
Wow.
Don't judge me.
No judgment. But you spent many years as a celebrity publicist, right?
Yes.
So that's why there's more than one phone. Lots of conversations.
It really honest mistake. And I think a lot of times the first thing women do is they hear that they're doing something wrong and they blame themselves. But what I learned is that I was not doing anything wrong. I just needed to learn to also pivot and include the same intensity, the same intentionality that I was taking into my business, also to being prepared for a date. And I wasn't doing that. I wasn't putting the same energy into dating as I was into working.
Right. And I know you've been very candid also about you, like, okay, we're going out on a date. Okay, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, right? And then you're going to show, and it was very much
very
used to taking the lead all the time. But you say that can be a turnoff sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think, again, this is something that women don't realize they're doing, right? If you take a woman who's VP of marketing, for a Fortune 500 company, she is used to giving directives. And she's also very sure about what she wants. She knows how she wants things. So I've heard women say, well, if you're going to go, I want to go here, I like to eat here, here, here. And you're approaching dating the same way you are approaching the way you move in the workplace. And that is, everyone is taking directives from you. But we have to realize that a significant other is not taking directive from us.
Right. It's a conversation.
It's a conversation. And I think a lot of times we get stuck in that language of the workplace. And we have to learn how to turn that switch off and turn on another switch, which allows us to be more open and softer and loving.
And that more open and softer and loving attracted a different kind of partner. Your husband now. You dated for a few years.
We dated for a year.
Oh, it was right.
And then a year and got engaged. And literally, this was exactly 6 months. I met him 6 months after I changed my way of thinking.
Wow.
So I couldn't say that it was anything but me. It was me.
That is so honest, Christal, because a lot of times people have a hard time really doing the honest. I see you smiling, Adrian. Hey, Adrian. But being honest about what we're not doing right. I hate to say wrong and sound judgmental, but where the adjustment has to come into play.
Absolutely.
Because I remember there's a wedding picture of you the day of. You were in this beautiful wedding dress.
Found a couple of those.
On a phone, handling one last business call.
So
it's not an overnight thing.
No, I'm still there. Which is why
That's it. That's it. Hold on one second in the middle of these pictures.
And in my defense, I had a very serious statement that had to go out for a client. But that's a perfect example of why I know that I needed help. Right. And I know a lot of my friends and the women around me are dealing with the same thing, because when you're in that, for women, a lot of times what we do, we work so hard, we put our all into what we do. Right. And so I think that often women aren't able to compartmentalize work and home and family the way men are, right?
Right.
So we go to work and we get consumed, and we come home and we're still consumed. We're with the children and we're consumed. And so I think it's really a part of just learning how to love on yourself and make sure that you have all the things that make you you.
Right.
And for me at that time, all I had was the work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we see that a lot. And I want to make sure that we're clear. It's not that we're saying this is about turning down your shine and minimizing who you are, because that's never been your point.
Never, ever.
It's just that compartmentalization.
It is, and I think, when you think about how hard we work to do, I mean, look at you. You're someone that has spent a lot of energy and time into crafting what you do, right? You're a professional, but that took a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Same thing with myself. I worked really hard to become a very impactful and effective publicist.
Yeah.
So why would I not assume that I would need to put the same energy?
It feels like the
into
key to the success.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is. We just maybe need to just
you
change
have
the
it
key a
in
little
you
bit.
because we see that you're able to put energy in and get a great result, right? You
Right.
understand the relationship between working hard at something and making sure that you put those 10,000 hours into it.
Right.
And I'm not saying you need to put 10,000 hours into dating, but
we
it
gotta
does need to be intentional.
Right, and we need to sort of reallocate the resources. We're going to take a break right here, because up next, you're going to meet Mercedes and Lola. They are two very successful singles who still can't figure out why their dating strategies aren't working out the way they thought they would. And then, brother in the middle, that's Kyle. He is the bachelor and the podcaster who breaks down what's on the minds of men when it comes to boss ladies. Get ready. The conversation, you can already tell, is about to get really spicy. We'll be right back. Hey there, Portia here. Listen, that was a good conversation, wasn't it? Want to see the rest of it? Just go to portiashow.com, scroll down until you see that particular episode. But listen, before you scroll on out of here, I need you to do me a favor, please. Like, comment, let us know what you thought of that episode, and subscribe. And if you already are a subscriber, we sure appreciate you. In the meantime, we'll be sure to see you on the next episode of Portia, and you can catch us weeknights on Fox Soul as well. Tell your friends. Tell them to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.